Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Hello, everyone. Proud to bring you Wednesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Craig Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. On our sideline reporting tonight, Allie LaForce. Now a look at the stats for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
And guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
So here's Miami's starting group. Miller is out there with Portis. Then there's Cam Thomas. Then it's Kareem, and it's Russell in at the 1. And for Minnesota, the big men on the floor for him, Randall and Gobert. Guard and off guard, filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. And it's Kispert in at the small forward. Here we are, starting to approach the halfway point of the season. Has not diminished around here.
It has not in any way, shape, or form. This season has been thrilling to watch. To me, it feels like the league as a whole has really stepped up a level.
Miller with the ball. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. And Abdul-Jabbar throws it down.
And not much you can do defensively once Kareem gets the ball in that close. Too much height, too much talent.
Now here's Randall for 3. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
It works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And Russell gets it to go.
Sometimes that mid-range has got to be in play. It will help unlock the three-point game. Boy, D'Angelo Russell, a 3-level scorer.
Now here's Randall. 11 points last game. Pass to DiVincenzo. Shot clock at 6. Buries the long-range jumper.
Exactly what DiVincenzo out here to do. Spread the floor.
Russell looking around. Here's Thomas. Russell passes to Thomas. Back to Russell. Edwards against Thomas. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Gobert with the defensive effort.
Oh, he'd like to have that one back. That's in his wheelhouse for sure.
It's up a 3. The putback. Rebound by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. For Miami, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start off the game. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you watch Miller, he keeps the defense on its heels. They don't know what he's going to do.
For his age, Brandon Miller has an extremely polished offensive game.
He does, Kevin. You can count on him to carry an offense if need be for a 6-8 minute stretch. He's got size, he's got skill, and he's a willing participant offensively. Guys, you know this. Brandon Miller plays the game with a high level of intelligence, and at 6'9", that length, not a bad addition to that.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And a rangy 6'7" wing GA with a smooth shooting touch. Brandon Miller fits a mold that a lot of teams are looking for.
And there's a reason he was the 2nd overall pick in 23. He's got the potential to be an impact wing at both ends of the floor.
Now, here is Miller. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
Going deep in his bag there. Miller with the incredible crossover. He heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
First personal foul. First team foul.
So Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves franchise player. GA, how good do you think he can be?
Well, some were ready to anoint him the new face of the league. But if they're to win the franchise's first title, there's another level he's got to reach.
Julius Randle has been a consistent producer in this league for a long time. This guy, an absolute matchup nightmare.
Now, here's Thomas. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Minnesota in the lead. DiVincenzo passes to Randle. Up top, Edwards shoots it up. And it's Miami with the rebound. This is their first chance this season playing the Timberwolves.
And this game will be half of the contest they'll play against each other this year.
It's an interesting matchup. Two teams that don't know each other all that well. Separate conferences. We'll see which one can dictate the pace early.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
For three, Kispert. It's rebounded by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for Miami. DiVincenzo with the rebound. Pass to Randle. Outside Edwards. Tries again and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
And beyond the obvious physical skills, Kareem just has a great understanding for the game. Times his move perfectly to get that shot.
Now, here is Russell. In the game against Detroit, very impressive. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's Edwards. Randle outside. Lets it go from deep. And he's good on the three ball. Randle's got 9 points.
Well, his shot looks deadly right now. Already, he's hit 3 of 4 to start.
Pass to Miller. Abdul-Jabbar the screen. Shoots from 12. And the dunk by Abdul-Jabbar.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
No reason to do so there. He was going to leave, no doubt.
So it's Minnesota now, following the score by Miami. Here's Randle. Great D that time from Portis.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Down low. And Randle throws it down.
Well, if the basket is within reach, Julius Randle understands how to finish.
Russell against DiVincenzo. The three from Thomas. Good, and the assist goes to Russell.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Now DiVincenzo. 5 points in the game. Gobert with a screen for Randle. The three. Rebound by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Abdul-Jabbar's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. On the wing, DiVincenzo. No good on the three.
Bad defense, bad shot. Neither working on that play.
Here's Russell. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Here's Randle. DiVincenzo against Miller. To the paint. He's looking for Abdul-Jabbar. And finds him. Bucket is good.
Oh, Brandon Miller with the pretty feed.
The Timberwolves shooting only around 32% so far in this one. The offense looking a bit off kilter. And timeout called by Chris Finch. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. we're reaching the end of the calendar year, here's a great chance to delve into the updated power rankings. Taking a look here at the visitors, they couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
You know, right now for Miami, they've done a great job of just staying in their lane, following their game plan, and remaining as consistent as anyone, which can be encouraging moving forward.
Now, here's Kispert. Nothing on the board. Another shot. Abdul-Jabbar grabs the miss. Abdul-Jabbar's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Inside, it's deflected. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Abdul-Jabbar's got 8 points.
Off to a fantastic start. He's 4 for 5. Watch out.
Outside Edwards. Pass to Randall. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards. Randall's got the game tied up here for Minnesota.
Boy, Julius Randall is getting to his spots and starting to really cook.
Outside Russell. And here is Portis. It's hauled in by Edwards.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Kispert with the bucket.
Just focusing on the task at hand. That's all you can do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
Thomas, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Randall. 13 points in the game. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randall. Minnesota making some changes. Reed, he's checked in for Randall. Joe Ingles comes in for Kispert. And Dillingham subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Zaire Williams, he's checked in for Portis. Mann comes in for Miller. Fields checked in for Thomas. And Chris Paul subbed in for D'Angelo Russell. Paul finds Abdul-Jabbar. Clock at 6. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. 10 points for him. Here's Dillingham. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Paul passes to Abdul-Jabbar. And Abdul-Jabbar throws it down.
Unstoppable tonight as this regimen that allows him to wear people down.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy.
All right, look who's coming up.
And now a quick look at some very potent men in the middle lately. Highest scoring big men in the past 10 games. And you look at Abdul-Jabbar, top 5 scorer in the league. What a player he is.
That's as scary a collection of big men as you'd want to see. I mean, game planning for any of them is a challenge because you know how much defensive attention you're going to have to devote to them.
You know, and even with entire defenses schemed around stopping them, their scoring output always remains high. These fellas are anchors in the post.
Now here's Paul. Still without a basket. Pass to Hield. Back to Paul. 6 to shoot. And here is Hield. Off target from three-point range. Here's Dillingham. He had 15 points last outing. Now, here's Ingles. Pass to Reed. Hield outside. Abdul-Jabbar in the post. Clinging, covering. Abdul-Jabbar can't get it to go. Looking at the last game for the Timberwolves, it was a loss to San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, hard time shooting the rock in that one. But they also didn't give themselves the best look.
I think even when you get quality looks, there was an inability to stay consistent. It is hard to win on a cold shooting night in today's NBA. The scoring is just too good.
Here's Paul following the 3 by Minnesota. The shot by Abdul-Jabbar, no good. Timberwolves on offense. They're on a 12-4 run. Here's Reed. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
Yeah, that's the motor of Naz Reid. Really impressive drawing the contact.
Minnesota shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And on the season, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. He's off on the second.
Well, the beauty of someone like Naz Reid, he's proven already in his career, you can bring him off the bench to great effect, or if you need him to be a step-in starter, he's equally capable.
Now here's Randall, 13 points in the game. Here's Mann, takes it out with both hands and rips it down.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Field outside. Good ball movement here by Miami. The ball. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Yeah, how about that slick little move from CP3 to get the score inside?
Gillingham with it to the inside. Here's Randall. That one drops for him. Randall's got 15.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Julius Randall getting it done for the Timberwolves. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. We've got more in store for you right after this. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Timberwolves.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
Yeah, what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
For Miami, look at who they've got out there. Williams is out there with Nicholas Claxton. Then it's Chris Paul. Then it's Hield. And it's Mann in at the 3 slot. Now here's Randall. That's in. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
The guys, over the years, we've seen Randall become a much more aggressive scorer. You love his tenacity.
Pass to Mann. The ball. Hield from outside. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
Boy, how about the release? I mean, no sooner does that ball hit his hands than he rises and fires. Buddy Hield doing what he's paid for.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now here's Paul. Another miss for him. Now shooting 1 for 4 from the floor. Ingles in the corner. Back to Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Yeah, just catching your teammate in stride right there. That makes the game easy.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Well, the Timberwolves have elite shot creation, but it's finding that balance. Anthony Edwards said, I'm wired to score the ball. I'm going to showcase my game, so it's hard to find that balance of when to pass and when to keep it and try to get going. Sometimes I feel like the right play is deep. Back over to you, Kevin.
Fills it up with the best. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. Miller's checked in for Minnesota. And then for Miami, Abdul Jabbar's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Portis comes in for Zaire Williams. Indiana hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Hield's got 5 points so far. Outside, Reed. Randall against Portis. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Yeah, Naz Reid has a power aspect to his game. Size, strength, the ability to score through contact.
The Timberwolves shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. Matthews, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Doris, you.
Kev, this is such a hot topic. Carrying the basketball is when the ball ends up directly on the palm. The closest we get to that is what we call the hang dribble from players. They're trying to extend the possession so that they can read the defense. To me, that's the only point of concern.
Now here's Randall following the shot by Kareem. Count the basket. Randall's got 23.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And here's Russell. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Count that one, and the Minnesota lead has been cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Heel. Here's Dillingham. Outside Matthews. Pass to Randall. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Dillingham with the bucket.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Miami trails by 14. Now, here is Russell on the wing. Heel. Fires the three. The shot comes up.
I'll tell you, that's one he typically will make. The defense gets away with one.
To Randall, takes the three. They get it back. Reid, and Reid throws it down.
I love that kind of energy from Naz Reid. You don't give up on a play.
Miami's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Now Russell. Here's Heel. To the wing on the left. 6 on the shot clock. Russell passes to Abdul Jabbar. Shoots over Reid, and that one off the back of the rim and in. 14 points here for Kareem Abdul Jabbar. Here's Dillingham. That shot missing. Nice D from Russell. Miami trails by 14. You know, Doris, we know how good D'Angelo Russell is now, but how about having to play his high school team?
No kidding, Kevin. Let's just talk about the fact that he and future MVP at that time, Joel Embiid, were on the same team in high school. How would you game plan for 2 NBA players if you're another high school team? Stop it.
And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for Miami. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, they knew exactly how to approach that defense. They shot a fantastic percentage because they got quality looks.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. Dillingham with it. He's got 7. Left side, Reid. To the left wing. Dillingham with it. Russell's there. Dillingham, no good.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that.
Right, he stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
So, Doris, when it comes to punishing flopping, the acronym is STEM. You can walk us through this. S-T-E-M.
That's right, Kevin. Secondary, theatrical, embellished movements. Players are always going to embellish contact because they want to make sure the official sees it. What the league doesn't want are the flailing pirouettes, the exaggeration or feigning of contact. Those actions will be penalized.
Now, here's Kispert. Here's Gobert. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to go on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Boy, wreaking havoc with his size down there. The stifled tower. Rudy Gobert, assertive. My goodness.
The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. And a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy Gobert is improving his perimeter defense as well, Greg. It's helped his overall game.
Yeah, teams have looked to pull him outside and test his lateral quickness. But I tell you, he holds up better than you think, and we know his presence at the rim.
Out to Miller. Launches it. Here's Abdul Jabbar. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
And you just look at the grace, the agility, versatility that Jabbar brings to the center position. Can beat you in so many ways.
Now here's Randall. He's got 23. Here's Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Yes, he is such a great dunker.
Great, a high riser, no doubt about it. Outside, Russell. Pass to Thomas. Abdul Jabbar in the post. Gobert on him.
And you're talking about one of the most decorated superstars in the history of college basketball, but maybe the most impressive feat. He won 3 national championships, and Kareem has a way of affecting winning.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Reed's checked in. Williams, he's checked in for Miami.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. And here is DiVincenzo. He's coming off a 10-point game again. Outside, Reed. Now here's DiVincenzo. Gobert with a screen for DiVincenzo. No good with the triple. Edwards against Thomas. Drives to the hoop. And Thomas with the stuff.
Cam Thomas is not the guy you want to open a lane to the rim because he will seize on that opportunity.
Minnesota leading by 5. To the middle. Knocked loose. Miller kicks to Russell. Reed with the block.
Well, this has not been his night. The effort's certainly there, but he looks disjointed.
Kispert with the bucket.
Oh, my goodness. There are just certain guys that are so dangerous off the catch. Kispert, one of those people.
Now, here's Thomas. He has 5. Miller surveying the floor. Out to Russell. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots over DiVincenzo. Russell no luck.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Edwards no good.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can go through the net.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
For Miami, they have made 4 free throws from the line and missed 2.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
Well, this guy's so crafty. Once he catches the defender a little bit out of position, it's a very good bet he's going to get some free throws.
Reed kicks to DiVincenzo. For 3, Kispert sinks the three-pointer. Kispert's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Thomas passes to Abdul Jabbar. For Gobert. Gets the front of the rim and out.
And that's really just not heads-up basketball. Don't try a fadeaway when nobody's guarding you.
The Timberwolves working the ball around now. And it's good, 2 points. And now it's a 10-point Timberwolves lead.
Yeah, and they're shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Pass to Thomas. Now here's Abdul Jabbar. Defended by Gobert. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Well, despite that lean frame, folks, Brandon Miller is not afraid of a little contact.
contact.
For Miami, they have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8. Both free throws good for Miller. 1:46 left to play here in the half. Timberwolves leading by 8. To the paint. Here's Kispert. And the dunk by Kispert.
Beginning to take charge of this game. This could be a crucial point.
Well, working hard, building out a small lead, but you can't afford any kind of letdown here.
Now, here's Thomas. He had 13 points in the win against Detroit.
And let's talk about his passing, guys. Let's remember he also did an excellent job of finding guys in their right spots. I love his approach and attitude right now, doing everything he can to keep his team in it.
DiVincenzo against Russell. Kispert wide open. He fires. No good on the triple. Miami trails by 8. It's good for Miller. The assist by Russell. Russell's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And more than just a jump shooter, Miller's very good around the rim. Rare quality for a wing these days.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. 5 points in the game. Reed finds Gobert. Just 5 on the clock. A free for DiVincenzo. Drills it from outside. DiVincenzo's got 8 points.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Down low. Forceful slam by Abdul Jabbar.
And the precision passing of Russell, this time out of the pick and roll.
And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Over Thomas. And again, it's Minnesota. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half of the game. Abdul Jabbar, a screen on DiVincenzo. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Here is Edwards. The 3. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll return shortly.
Come one, come all. The 2K halftime is here, and so's our breakdown of the upcoming schedule. Let's check it out.
Fairly easy stretch for them. Could even have some blowouts, allowing them to rest their stars a little bit.
That would be their best case scenario, but then again, moving on now to the first half of play. And how about Julius Randle's contribution?
Randle's rise has been impressive, from role player to budding star. And tonight he's putting on this entire arsenal that he's displayed is impressive.
Yeah, he stepped it up, that's for sure. I love seeing his hard work pay off.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Really an incredible game from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
That takes a level of aggression and a level of focus, and he has brought it all night thus far.
Miami trails by 9. Guard and off guard. Filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. The big men on the floor for him, Randle and Gobert. And it's Kispert in at the 3 spot. That's Chris Finch's 5 as we get into the second half. Minnesota with the ball. Randle dishes to Gobert. Now DiVincenzo. Pass to Randle. And that one, good. Randle's got 25 points in the game.
such a tough proposition guarding Julius Randle in that area. This guy is capable on the interior.
And here is Abdul-Jabbar, defended by Gobert. Got that one, and the Minnesota lead has been cut back down to 7 after the points coming from Russell.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
And so good off the bounce. Edwards working on his shot off the catch, and it is paying off.
Minnesota leading by 10. Randle from outside. Rebound by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Abdul-Jabbar's got rebound number 15 tonight. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
You know, Doris, whenever Cam Thomas gets the ball, you expect him to shoot it.
You do, Kevin. There's certain guys in the league that always have the green light, and Cam Thomas, one of those guys. This guy legitimately, on a nightly basis, can put up huge scoring numbers.
Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest, going right at the shot and then able to knock it away.
Edwards passes to Gobert. Edwards inside. Thomas covering. Randle with the bucket.
Well, after knocking down a couple in the first half, that's his first triple here in the second.
Outside Russell. Outside Portis. The offensive rebound. Abdul-Jabbar passes to Portis. Over Randle. Portis can't get it to go. Minnesota leading by 10. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Thanks, guys. Many have predicted an all-star future for Brandon Miller.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. It triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult,
the previous play is under review.
It's so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay.
The ruling on the floor stands.
A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
BB, no one has more Defensive Player of the Year awards than Rudy Gobert. 4 of them.
Well, with the 4, he is now tied with the great Dikembe Mutombo and the great Ben Wallace. Does he have another one in his sights?
Miller with a wide open look. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got his 8th assist here tonight.
Loves hitting those threes, especially off movement. It makes Miller so tough to defend.
Randle down low. Working on Portis. Randle no good. Miami trails by 9. To the paint. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And Kareem throws it down.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Randle surveying the D. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Kispert. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. Gobert again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle.
Don't want easy looks. Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Back to DiVincenzo. To the inside. Here's Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
This guy always amongst the league leaders in dunks. Gobert is a force around the cup.
to Thomas. Portis a screen on Edwards. From deep, Thomas. The shot, no good. Great tee that time from Edwards. Inside. Got it. Edwards converts for two.
Boy, Edwards so good in close. This guy has got touch and strength, everything you could ask for.
DiVincenzo against Russell. Miller outside. And stolen by DiVincenzo. Edwards against Thomas. Fades back. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Boy, this guy has been a completely different player in this half of basketball. Incredible.
Miami trails by 11. Here's Russell. 5 points in the game. Upside Thomas. From outside the arc. Miami no good on that time either. Near the three-point line, it's Kispert. And it's Miami with the rebound. Abdul-Jabbar's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. And Abdul-Jabbar throws it down.
And that's rocking the rim. Give him the 2 points and tack on some for style.
Oh, he deserves them. He deserves all the points he can get there. Sensation. That's a 2 from Randall. Miami grabs the miss.
Been a tough stretch for this guy right now. Looking a little out of sorts.
Here's Abdul-Jabbar. That one a little long. Minnesota leading by 9. Pass to Gobert. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Here's Randall. Hits the jumper. Randall's got 30.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
To the middle. Here's Gobert. And finished off by Gobert. Great game for him. Double-double now. 11 points and 15 rebounds. And so, Jordy Fernandez decides. To call timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. A different look for Miami. Williams is checked in for Bobby Portis. Mann comes in for Brandon Miller. And it's Buddy Hield in for Thomas. Mann passes to Abdul-Jabbar. Over Gobert. Oh, Kareem, strong and focused.
Boy, terrific individual effort, almost single-handedly. This guy trying to keep them competitive.
Here's Randall. Doesn't go for it. Good defense by Abdul-Jabbar. Hield kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. And the layup falls. Abdul-Jabbar's got 12 points here in the second half.
He has been a one-man show trying to keep them competitive.
Every year, it seems like Randall's playing with more awareness. That's why we can now run the offense through him.
DiVincenzo against Russell. Shot by Hield, nobody around, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Hield's got 10. Minnesota leading by 9, and timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to take... few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Joe Ingles comes in for Corey Kispert, and Dillingham subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. Here's Edwards. The shot's good on the assist by Ingles. Ingles has got 3 assists now in this one.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
On the wing, Heel. They set the screen. On the wing, Heel. 6 to shoot. Hits the three-point bomb. Heald's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, Hield always has the green light from behind the arc. This guy's so efficient.
Here's Edwards. And the Timberwolves take on 2 more.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for Miami. It's a 10-point game. On the wing, Heel. Outside Williams. Here's Russell. Here he goes. Dillingham with the rebound. Minnesota's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Randall finds Edwards. Dillingham wide open, and he... fires, bangs home the trifecta. 10 points for him.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass.
Russell passes to Mann. Back to Russell. Williams inside. Edwards defending. He gets it in there.
Well, at the rim, that's just a matter of size differential, right? That's usually the result.
Minnesota leading by 11. There's the 3. Good D by Heel. Well, with the basket here, they could get back to within single digits. Mann passes to Abdul Jabbar. Outside Russell. Shot clock at 5. Williams against Randall. And the shot goes in. Williams has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Miami. Dillingham with it. 10 points for him. Pass to Randall. Over Abdul Jabbar. Randall no good. Now, Mann. Williams a screen on Ingles. Mann passes to Russell. Here's Williams. Miami needs to get a shot off. Mann can't hit.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3-ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Ingles passes to Randall. Timberwolves passing it around. And slam dunk by Gobert.
All too easy for Mr. Gobert in the painted area. Nicely done.
There's 45 seconds left in the third. He was all alone on that one. 16 points for Buddy Hield.
Making a huge difference from deep tonight. That was a big-time shot.
That's where the bulk of his offense has come from, and they're going to need a few more of them before this one's over.
Boy, it hasn't mattered what the defense has tried. He has had every counter. What a great night.
Hield left side. Williams looking around. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Russell high post. 5 points in the game. Over Dillingham. And it's good off the back rim and in. Russell's got 4 this quarter. 6 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Edwards from deep three-point territory. Julius Randle getting it done for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. And we'll be right back after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. We've got Terrence Mann. Tyler Williams out there with Nicholas Claxton. And it's Chris Paul. And it's Hield in at the two guard. Paul pass to Claxton. Outside Williams. And here is Paul. Back to Williams. Rebound Minnesota. Randall's got his fourth rebound in this one. Here's Shannon. And he goes in for the dunk.
Yeah, Julius Randle has a good feel on the offensive end. On time and on target with the pass.
Paul surveying the floor. Pass to Williams. Hield from outside. A rebound by the Timberwolves. At one point, they led by 16. Ingles passes to Reed. And Reed throws it down.
Oh, nice finish from Nas Reed. That's the kind of play that can give your team a spark.
And Jordy Fernandez has called a timeout. And that timeout by coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Donovan Clingan, he's checked in for Joe Ingles. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, well, Jordy Fernandez was just reviewing the plan with his team. They told the team to dig deep, play with passion, finish this game out right. We'll see if they do, guys.
Thank you once again, Allie. Here's Dillingham, defended by Paul. Reed the pass to Shannon. Jacks up a three. That one, no good. Miami trails by 11. Here's Paul. And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
When Chris Paul gets into the teeth of the defense, make no mistake, this guy's in attack mode because he wants to go to the foul line.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
The mid-range game has been there for them all game long, and that old-school approach still getting it done in this one.
Also, they've been living in the lane. They're getting the ball in close, and it's had a devastating impact all game long.
And Miami making a change here. Abdul Jabbar checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Bobby Portis comes in for Williams. Miller's checked in for Mann. And it's Cameron Thomas in for Buddy Hield. Pass to Portis. Here's Abdul Jabbar. Clingan covering. Abdul Jabbar misses. Timberwolves leading by 12. Down low. Here's Clingan. Sweet move, and it's good on the layup.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Thomas surveying the D. Pass to Paul. Portis the screen. Shoots from 12. And Paul gets it to go in.
Chris Paul will 2 point you to death with that mid-range jumper. He's made a living there.
Here's Shannon. Over in the corner, Randall. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Ball outside. Pass to Abdul Jabbar. Baseline J on the way. Julius Randle with the rebound. Randle's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Fires the 3. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. A different look for Miami. Zaire. Williams comes in for Bobby Portis, and D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Paul. Miami trails by 12. Now here's Thomas. And it's Russell in the corner. Launches a 3, and the 3 ball is good. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 11 assists. Here's Dillingham. Pass to Reed. Dillingham with it. And here's Randle. Pocket 6. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Good ball movement here by Miami. Thomas, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Miller against Gobert. Here's Edwards. And the wide open shot from Reed. Another miss by Minnesota.
I'm not sure he expected to be that wide open and yet somehow comes away empty.
Thomas, it's a wide open look. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Yeah, first turnover of the game. Overall, though, he's been rock solid.
Minnesota making some changes. Kispert's checked in for Reed. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Dillingham. And Miami with a change here, too. Portis, he's checked in for Williams. Pass to Thomas. Miami no good on that time either.
I mean, I guess you can appreciate the confidence, but his three-point shooting has been brutal this half.
They get it again. On the wing, DiVincenzo buries it from three-point range.
Always assertive off the catch. Dante doesn't give the defender time to react.
Now, here is Miller. Pass to Thomas. Now Abdul Jabbar, defended by Gobert. Tries from 16, and it's Abdul Jabbar. That time on the assist by Thomas. Thomas got his 3rd assist on the night. Minnesota leading by 7. Now DiVincenzo. And here's Edwards from the arc. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Miller kicks to Russell. Gobert with the block.
Learn the lesson quickly, folks. Do not test Rudy Gobert.
That's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejection. Wow.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
Miami trails by 7.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling. And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Well, whether it's a defensive adjustment or he's gone just a bit cold, that efficiency has really fallen off this quarter.
Miller with a screen on DiVincenzo. Pass to Abdul Jabbar. Over Gobert. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Abdul-Jabbar's got 40 points. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. At one point, they led by 16. Now Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. Thomas against Edwards. Outside Thomas. Over Edwards. Randall grabs the board. Timberwolves leading by 7. And here is Kispert. Pass to DiVincenzo. Here's Randall. Gobert trying to get open. Great D that time from Portis. Edwards against Thomas. It's tipped and stolen by DiVincenzo. And there's the drive. Russell with the rebound.
Just tremendous defensive determination right there. Refuses to allow the easy two.
Now Abdul-Jabbar. Standing tall, Abdul-Jabbar.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
Now Randall.
Boy, what a nice offensive move by Julius Randle. Lures the defender in to draw the contact. That is pretty.
That free throw good from Randall. Good on both.
So critical that your big men be able to shoot free throws at a high rate.
Russell against DiVincenzo. It's tipped. Fast break, Minnesota. Off the glass.
And that is DiVincenzo simply willing the ball in the bucket. That's 2 points the hard way.
Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Oh, the slam dunk.
Listen, he's carrying his own weight. There's no doubt. But it is very hard to win a basketball game by yourself.
Thomas against Edwards. Now DiVincenzo. Can't get the three.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Russell against DiVincenzo. Oh, what a play inside.
See, to me, the more D'Angelo Russell passes the basketball, the better his team is. Encouraging to see him focus on it.
Edwards against Thomas. Edwards, he is a cruiser.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Randall with the ball. Now Thomas defending. Now Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Miller. Edwards fires. Feet away from outside.
Well, pick and roll action. Anthony Edwards is thinking score first. Good decision right there.
Russell. Gobert with the block. And they'll get another chance. Abdul-Jabbar the screen. Pocket pass to the paint. And he punches it home. And the Timberwolves with possession here. There's 37 seconds left in the game. Now Gobert. Five to shoot. DiVincenzo. It's good.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've got hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Russell. And the defense successful, forcing him into a tough one. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what they came out to do.
Dante, you won state titles in high school, 2 national titles at Villanova, and now a growing role in the NBA. What has been the secret to your success?
It's my ability to adapt, different.
And as always, Allie, thank you so much. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and the rest.